But one of the things that Josh Gattis is doing, so I'm getting back to the coordinator question, really seems like he is scheming up some plays that give Cade McNamara some very open. I mean, he's scheming receivers running wide open, either down the field, intermediate. He's really, I think, put Cade McNamara, kind of figured out what he needs to do to kind of help him along, help get him in the rhythm. And I thought this game was maybe his most balanced game of the season.
I don't think there's any doubt. I think Josh, like the quarterback, has grown into his position. After his third year doing it, he's learned how to time out calls. Because in this game, I've said this before, I'll say it again. It's not what you call, Sam. It's when you call it. And he's timed out some great calls. We're gonna allude to some of those when we get into the video. But he has learned what his kids can do, and has tailored his play calling to that. He's not trying to put a square peg in a round hole. And sometimes as a coordinator, particularly when you first start, you have a million ideas that you've used at other places. And this is my chance, and I'm going to do this. And as it turns out, all those ideas, or at least part of those ideas, weren't quite all you thought they were going to be based on the personnel you have. So as you coordinate longer and longer, you learn to adjust to the people that you have to play with, understanding that it isn't the X's and O's, it's the Jimmys and Joes.
You feel like you're going to see more of that as we get deeper into the second half of the season. So in the bye week, Al, as we close out, biggest things that you're trying to address in the bye week, if you were the OC, if you're on the offensive side of the ball for this team, what would your focus be for Michigan?
Well, you got to look at all your numbers, see what you're doing well, still see what you're not doing as well. I think your passing game still needs to improve, although there's been pretty good leap here the last couple of weeks particularly. That would be the main focus. Don't miss any beats with the running game. Get your people healthy again so you're playing at full speed. But I think, address what you got to do is address what I did is on the bye week is go back and look at everything in the first 6 games that you didn't do very well and try and create scenarios and maybe it could be that you just don't have the right personnel in those scenarios, or maybe it is your schemes are bad, but you got to do a total self-scout and a brutally honest assessment of what you're doing schematically and what players are doing it, so that when you get into that next week, you're hitting on all cylinders on how you want to approach the last 6 games. This is truly a great opportunity to reset, take a hard look at yourself, and be brutally honest about what you need to improve, and make sure that message not only gets sent to the team, but gets practiced enough to where when you line up in a couple weeks, all those areas have improved.